Hey guys, this is Bonnie Branch. I wanted to talk to you today about Elite Dropshippers. But before I get into that, I want to give you a little bit of my story. So I was living what everyone told me was the American dream. I went to college, got a degree, got a professional job with decent pay. I got married, we bought a house, everything was going great. We had enough. We had our weekends. We didn't have enough time, but we had enough money where when we did find the time, we could travel and buy pretty much whatever we wanted. Well, fast forward a few years, and we had a child. Well, I don't know if you've heard or experienced it yourself, but your priorities change when you have a child. I wanted to spend more time with him. I wanted to be home with him. I didn't want to leave him with strangers while I go off and play office with people I don't even like anymore. It was a good job, but the management wasn't the best, and there were personal conflicts with coworkers, etc. And here I had this itty bitty baby that needed me, and I needed him. And so before I went back to work, it had gotten time. I only had enough leave time, vacation time, to take 2.5 months, 10 weeks, which was not near enough to get to know my baby boy. So before I went back to work, I started looking for ways to make money from home. Well, before that, when I was 18, I got introduced to Amway. Well, I found out early on that being my own boss was not something I wanted. I couldn't sell, I couldn't recruit, I couldn't prospect, I couldn't convince people they needed these products or they needed to buy this system to make money. All this time I thought it was a scam, but in reality it just wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't a scam. Scams don't last that long. But anyway, so I have my son, and I'm looking for ways to make money from home. I tried any and everything you can imagine. Surveys, mystery shopping. I finally dove into affiliate marketing. And I don't know if you've heard the term shiny object syndrome, but I had a bad case of it. And that lasted for many years. My son's 7 now, so 7 years of shiny object syndrome. You can imagine the bills I've built up. Well, and the frustration my husband has had with me. He doesn't understand why I can't just go to work, even though I hate my job. He hates his job, but we need the money to, continue to have these luxuries, like food. So, I keep looking for a way to make money from home because I really want to quit that job. It turns out the environment is poisonous. The management has changed, and it's gotten worse with each time we get a new manager. Because I work for the state, and each time we get a new secretary to the office, and they bring their own friends in to the management positions, the executive positions. It gets worse. Micromanaged to the nth degree at this point. So, I really want to get out of that job. It's quite stressful for me, quite depressing. So I continue to look for ways to make money from home. Well, about 3 years ago, I was introduced to direct sales. Unfortunately, my leadership there was very limited. She did a lot of, "You'll figure it out. Just do it. You'll figure it out." Well, no, not if you don't tell me. And that would explain why she has off and on she'd quit her job and then not make enough money in her business, so then she'd have to go back and get another job, and that's not something I wanted. I mean, when I leave my job, I want to be able to replace my income and never look back. That is my goal. So I piddled with that a little while, but realized that it really wasn't working. The way I was doing it, the way she taught me, with stalking ladies in the mall and Walmart and, calling these strangers, offline prospecting is for the birds. I mean, it works for some, don't get me wrong, but it was not for me. I'm very shy, very introverted, and I don't like it even when, shoe salesmen come up to me. It's like, okay, go away. If I want you, I'll find you. Of course, when you do want them, they never show up, but that's neither here nor there. So I didn't want to do the offline prospecting thing because I hate for it to be done to me. So I'm like, well, there's got to be a way to run this direct sales business online. Well, I found quite a few training programs that help you get leads and this, that, and the other. But my shiny object syndrome took over, and I just bought more training and 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 never sold anything. So I'm still racking up these bills. Well, and still working at this poisonous job. So recently I saw something about selling on eBay. And so I checked out the system. It was a low-cost buy-in, so I tried it. I was able to recruit one of my friends to get into it too, since we were both in the same direct selling business and looking for ways to fund that business until we could get a good customer base. Well, the tactics they were teaching, I wasn't real crazy about. It was more like stealing other eBay sellers' listings. It just didn't seem ethical to me at all. And they had other methods, where you can make more money, but you had to pay them more money in order to get it. So I went to the next level, and it was not really that much more information. It was just another website on how to get Google to recognize your listings, and that just didn't really help my eBay sales that much. I only got one sale off of that site. So while I was looking for more information on dropshipping on eBay, I discovered a new system. A new lady, gosh, can't talk. I discovered a lady who was with a different eBay dropshipping system, and she had their webinar on YouTube. So I watched it. And they just looked like they were having so much fun, and they were talking about how much money they were making with their stores and making sales without recruiting, and that really spoke to me because I sucked at recruiting. The only recruiting I had ever done in my direct sales business was my best friend, and then this other eBay dropshipping was not my best friend, but a good friend of mine. My best friend signed up my direct sales business just to help me out. That wasn't something she really wanted to do. My direct sales friend only signed up. She has shiny object syndrome too, so she didn't really stick with it. So when I found this new group, I'm like, well, if they can really, and they talked about the support, the Skype chat room, where, they help each other, we're all one team, they work with an abundant mindset, and mindset is something I've been learning a lot about lately, and it's the hardest part to running your own business, but once you get it, there's no turning back. So I knew that I wanted to work with people with an abundant mindset. The scarcity mindset is all over, and it's not doing anybody any good. So I contacted the lady who had the YouTube webinar, and she told me about the company she was working with, Elite Dropshippers, and she sent me to their website with with a short intro video with an opt-in, the capture page. So I listened to it, and she asked me how I found them, and this, that, and the other. And she was really nice. So I tried, I still tried it with the other company and discovered that I was getting nowhere fast. I was actually losing money because they didn't tell me I needed to charge for tax on eBay, and so whenever I would purchase my products from another store in order to resell it, I was being charged taxes, and it came out of my profit. And imagine, it dug pretty deep. I wasn't making much profit anyway because they were teaching me to undercut others. So I decided to try this new group. It was what I considered a high cost buy-in, but the monthly fees weren't that much. And they say recruit to, and it's free. So this is why Elite Dropshippers was such a miracle for me. I got in, I got the training. The owner got the some co-ops going, and he started out with a couple of free co-ops, and I got a couple of leads the first run and a sign up, and I was so excited. I'd never gotten a sign up from anyone I didn't know before. I got his email address and his name, and I found him on Facebook. Actually, he'd sent me an email asking questions. And so I found him on Facebook and answered his questions, and he signed up the next day. And then the next week, I think I got leads, but I didn't get a sign up. But I did find someone who knew me through a different affiliate program, and she said she was checking out the site, and she decided to sign up with my link. So here I was, recruited my two, so my training was free. I had never done anything like that before. I was ecstatic. That's why Elite Dropshippers is such a miracle for me. Now, also, they teach the eBay selling, selling from your stores, methods to get more traffic to your listings, to optimize your titles so that you're not stealing anything from anybody and you're not undercutting anybody like the other company taught. This was very ethical. They have the community, a Skype chat room that is the community. That there's, it's almost 24/7, support in there. People have been doing this for years. Very helpful, have great advice. And, they're fun to talk to, too, when they get off topic sometimes, which, it happens when you feel like a family in your home. So this is my new home, Elite Dropshippers, and if you want to find out more about it, you can click the link below, or you can find me on Facebook, Bonnie Helly Branch, and I think I'll leave my phone number below the video too, just so you can contact me that way too. So that's my story and why I like Elite Dropshippers so much, it's my home. It's where wasn't the beginning of my journey, but I think it'll be the last shiny object I look for. So talk to you soon. Take care.